And we're back. So, that was a very Matt Mercer moment. I apologize. I watch a lot of Critical Role. Welcome back. don't eye roll at me, Josh. I have you on camera. So, quick recap. Since it's been a while, I'm going to do it tonight because I like to. Brave heroes of the prophecy. You have found your way to Mitros on this incredible adventure to thwart the evil titans and avert the doom of all Phylea. Here in Mitros, you have made many friends and a few enemies. Your travels have encountered old, what's the word I'm looking for? Old conflicts in Castor. You tangled with the cult of Lutheria, for lack of a better term. And several of the five gods and the Oracle herself are now residing in Mitros in anticipation of the Wine Festival and the Great Games which are upcoming. Last couple of sessions, you were invited to a dinner with Terran Nirdagon, one of the wealthiest and most powerful people in all of Mitros, and a descendant of one of the original five Dragon Lords, Adonis Nirdagon. He made a proposal which was settled with a wager over the royal game, also known as the game of 20 squares, in which you agreed to bring her head to Terran Nirdagon on a platter, him obviously implying dead, of course, in exchange for 10,000 gold pieces. As part of the wager, you secured an advance, which is supposed to be at your room at the estate of the Oracle, which you are now staying, sometime early in the morning. However, upon arriving back at the estate of the Oracle, you found that your friends Pholon, the Centaur, and Bullbug, the Minotaur, are missing. There appear to be signs of a scuffle and some blood marks on their rooms. Thankfully, the Oracle and Lorius the Satyr were safe, but the guards didn't see anything. There was a note left in the room of Cyanus, which indicated that probably the Lady of Coins abducted your friends, or somebody was framing them, and not really sure. Taking the initiative to get back your friends and knowing you were going to have to rendezvous with the Lady of Coins at one point or another, because you sought to foment a slave rebellion, and you also have a deal with Terran Nirdagon to essentially bring her to him in one condition or another. You decided to delve into the sewers, knowing that the Cult of the Snake uses them as an underground highway to get around Mitros and their nefarious deeds. Cyanus brought you back to his old stomping grounds, where you found a mysterious figure in the shadows watching you from a distance. You exchanged a brief conversation with him, and he fled, so you followed him throughout the sewers beneath Mitros for a decent amount of time until finding your way to some unknown place in the bowels of the city. After encountering him and catching up to him, he confronted you. He pointed you around the corner to where the Lady of Coins would be found, and you made your way up through the roof of the sewer in what apparently was the foot of the great Colossus of Mitros, the gargantuan bronze statue said to defend Mitros from any external threats. After getting into a little bit of a fray with some thugs guarding the entrance and climbing your way up higher and higher, you encountered a captain of sorts, a leader, a female, who seemed ready to fight, but due to smooth talking and insistence on your part, held off, and you reached an agreement. She said she would bring you to the Lady of Coins, but in no way, shape, or form were you going to bring any weapons with you, and she recognized Lycus as a spellcaster, so insisted that Lycus would be bound and gagged if you wanted admission. Otherwise, you could either leave, go stand back outside with your weapons, or she would knock you unconscious and bring you herself, since the Lady of Coins wanted to see you apparently anyway. Reluctantly, for some of you, you laid down your weapons, agreed to this situation, and when we last left off, you were headed to see the Lady of Coins. That is where we left off, and so that is where we will enter tonight's session. So, let me get a map. The Dark Lady who has been talking to you, the two large hulking minotaurs, dark gray fur, It's just battle axes on their back. They have placed your weapons across the room from you. And recall that this room is filled with a mesh of bronze pipes and a almost haphazard array, and there are valves on many of them near the trapdoor you climbed up through in the bottom center of the room, the southern center of the room. On the east and western sides, there are spiral staircases that rise up through openings in the floor above. Well, let's go see the Lady of Coins. She turns to walk and lead you to the western staircase, rising upward through the floor. Each of you follow. Is there anything you'd like to say or do at this point? I know it's been a while, so just giving you guys any opportunities you might desire. I assure you, this is necessary. You are quite talented, and we cannot take any chances with you, no matter how cute you may be.
I'm not gonna be able to keep a straight face, Josh! God damn it!
How you doing? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
You continue
Should
across
I be
the room.
Thanking you for this? I'm gesturing at Lycus, gagged. I feel like I should be thanking you.
That is up to you. Now, if you don't mind, follow me before something unfortunate happens. My friends aren't as patient as I, nodding over to the two Minotaur. She begins walking forward towards the staircase and rising up. One of the large Minotaur kind of settles in behind you. They're flanking you in front and back towards the staircase. The second Minotaur goes back to what he was doing amongst the pipes, standing between you and the weapons about 15-20 feet away. Rising up the steps, one at a time. The torchlight flickering against the wall. You're gonna mess me up, Josh. Torchlight flickering against the wall and casting long shadows as you rise in a circular pattern. Cyanus. On the second step, as you walk up behind your friends, you feel this stinging pain in your gut. Almost like a hunger pang, as though you haven't eaten in a week. Where are you going, Cyanus? You hear the Grimstalker's voice in your head. Do not leave me here.
Just look back and I'm like, I'll be right back. Just do this.
Everybody pauses and looks at you as you turn to walk away. The Minotaur adjusts himself to loosen the battle axe on his back, watching you carefully. What are you doing?
No. Like I was looking back at the spear and saying that.
Oh, the spear's on the floor across the room. Because you had placed it down with the rest. I'm making sure you understand that.
I know. I was just like, as we're going up, I'm like looking over my shoulder, like, I'll be back.
No. You cannot leave me here. You know this. And this pain grows to the point where it's almost agony to resist it. You try to take a step up, but you double over in pain, and everybody looks at you suspiciously as sweat starts to bead on your forehead. Are you going to continue resisting, or do something else?
Sayana, so you're right.
Yeah, just spear withdrawals. Can we get this over with? The faster we do this, the better it's gonna be for me.
Do you want me to drag you? Okay. I'm gonna look at the woman in front and just explain, just go. His spear's magic. There is conditions to it, as I understand. Which include being close to the damn thing.
A magic spear?
Perhaps magic might not be the right word. cursed, maybe?
So can he not continue? Will he
No,
be staying?
No,
Can
I can go. I can go. This just need to make this quick.
You're gonna try and continue on. All right. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, buddy!
What is it?
At least I'm getting my laurels out. It was a 6.
You go to step up and your foot comes down on the stairs shaky and almost slips off, and you wrench over and you feel this hot liquid burbling up in your throat, and you cough almost as vomit, but spatterings of blood come out. I need you to roll a d4.
Fuck 4.
Alright, you take 4 psychic damage. I told you, you can't leave me. We are bound. You made it so yourself. Now take me with you. The more you fight, the worse it gets.
One of you Minotaurs, can you just carry that for me? Like, you can bind my hands. I don't care. I need that around me.
The lady looks over at you and them. Find him first. I will carry the spear. The Minotaur walks up, grabs your hands and jerks from behind you, kind of stretching your shoulders a little bit, takes a thick rawhide rope and lashes your hands together, and pushes you forward away from him, kind of in disgust. Meanwhile, the lady walks over there and glances down to Grimstar for a moment and slowly reaches down to touch it. And as she touches it, she recoils a bit. And then looking at you, she quickly summons a nerve and grabs it, throws it in a sling on her side. Shakes off a little bit, walks back over. Well, I imagine the Lady of Coins will like this as a souvenir, if nothing else, if things don't go your way. Now, if there is nothing else, are any of you others feeling ill? No? Very good.
No, ma'am. Lead on.
She walks past you on the stairs, climbs up higher and higher. You come up through the hole in the floor above, and in this room you see it is wider than the room below, as though the statue is getting wider as you climb up it, but this room takes up, quick glance, probably about a third of it, with a wall off to your right hand side, and there's a door in the middle, the heavy metal door. There's like a slat made out of glass with some bars on it in the middle. You can't see anything past it. She pays no mind to the room as you climb higher and higher. In the next room above, there is this, it's even wider, and there is a large machine with canvas, folded canvas coming out of the top of it and pipes going throughout. And it almost looks as though they're bags of air. Scattered throughout the room, you see 4 more of these thugs in similar attire and demeanor to the ones that you met in the foot of the Colossus. And they glance in your direction as you climb up, seeing the lady in front of you, and peer in your direction, then go back to what they were tending to in this room on the machine. Finally, the stairway kind of wraps around and goes up towards the center of the room. Your legs are burning now between the rope climb and all these stairs, higher and higher. As the lady sticks her head up through the hole, you see nothing but darkness above, and the top half of her body disappears into the shadowy darkness. Staring up into this dark hole, Lycus, your vision kind of stretches out a bit, as though the hole grows larger or you grow smaller, and everything kind of starts to move in slow motion. Your friend's breathing, it seems exaggerated and elongated, and you feel disoriented, almost as though you're coming out of your body momentarily. Lycus, darling. What have
Hey,
you
Grandmommy.
done?
Oh, we're just in the Titan or Colossus. Gonna go talk to some crazy Medusa chick, the Lady of Coins. Some guy's paying us 10,000 gold pieces to bring her, bring him her head. Sorry, it's a disorientation thing. How have you been?
I have been quite well, thank you.
Oh, good. I miss you.
And I miss you, child. It is good to be around you when I can.
Yeah, you should stop by more often. I never get to see you.
Oh, I'm here. I just reserve my communication for times where I think it would be the most useful. For example, let's say that you have resorted yourself down to a simple murder for hire. Taking gold to bring the head of someone you don't even know to someone else you don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
now, we haven't done it. Because I don't know, this person may be incredibly powerful and an amazing ally, and I haven't made a determination whether I'm actually going to kill them or not. But I've been paid to kill them by one of the most influential people in Mitros, so the jury's still out on this one. Because what if she's even more powerful and has even more influence and money, and then I bring her his head?
Schemes and plots will only take you so far, Lycus. You are to seek your vengeance upon Sidon for what he has done to our family, and apparently there's this prophecy to fulfill of saving Thylea. And yet... And yet you choose to demean yourself by being bound and gagged by simple thugs to kill an insignificant whelp like this. This is not what you are destined to be. You are not to be led around like a roast pig on a spit with an apple in your mouth, just waiting execution.
Okay, first off, this is definitely not the first time I've ever been bound and gagged, and I don't remember you visiting me the last 10 times that's happened. That being said, you're right, but you know what? This increases the difficulty of the situation, and the encounters that I have here and now may benefit me down the road. If I have an incredibly powerful person to call upon, does that not elevate my abilities to make things happen? And I absolutely will bring down that fucker Sidon. I just got a few trees in the way that need chopping.
The truly powerful force allies. They crush enemies. They don't grovel with binds on their hands.
Alright, I haven't groveled anywhere. Like, Grandma, I love you. Let's see how this plays out, but I'm with you. I don't like this situation any more than you do, but I have to figure my path. I'm more than happy to talk with you and hear your wisdom. Obviously, you have it. But you can't be telling me this after I've been bound and gagged. You could have helped me out at that room when we were trying to figure out what we do when we were in that precarious situation.
So I need to hold your hand then?
Absolutely not, but you sure as hell held in my head. I'm sorry, that was mean. I'm under a lot of stress right now, and my back is killing me. So what would you like me to do?
I would like you to be the heir of our family that my daughter deserves. And everything kind of comes back into normal reality around you. Your senses return, time stops at a standstill. And as this happens, you see the lady descend back out of the darkness and glance down at each of you. She will see you now. And she kind of stands to the side and motions for you to rise up through the stairs into the dark room above. So, you're all climbing up? I'm assuming so.
Yes.
In the dark room above, none of you can see anything except for Euron. It is pitch black. The room itself is oval-shaped, as best you can tell, Euron. There are two large windows in the shape of eyes coming from behind you as you climb up the stairs and peer into the darker recesses of the room. You see what appears to be some type of fabric hanging down loosely around the walls, the circumference of this room, except for where the two windows are letting the faintest bit of moonlight in. Off in the rear of the room, which would be the back of the head, you can tell, you see three statues, extremely lifelike, standing there as though they were caught in the midst of an action. One of them appears to be a tall, slender elf. The one to the left, a stocky dwarf in nice clothing, and then off to the right of the elf, a much smaller gnome, as though he was in the middle of singing or reciting a grand poem. Frozen in time like many of the statues you have seen on the streets of Mitros. Against the wall to the left of them, you see, bound and gagged, seemingly sleeping or unconscious, the dark shadowy shapes of Pholon and Bullbug.
Oh, my boys.
Give me a perception check with disadvantage, please.
Dropped a 12, that's mean. That's a 5.
Okay. Coming out from behind the statue of the elf, you see this figure walking gracefully, clad head to toe in fine, supple bronze armor. You can tell it's bronze primarily from your experience as a centurion, the darkness giving no indication as to its composition or anything. She has two wicked hooked blades about 12 inches long in each hand, her face and head completely obscured. As she walks across the room, each of you can hear the soft metal clunk of the bronze boots against the bronze floor. Hearing where she is more than seeing her, the rest of you, except for Euron. Well, now, what do we have here? The heroes of the prophecy. I see you bring my wayward errand boy Cyanus with you as well. Which one of you two is in charge? And Euron, you can see she is slightly glancing back and forth between you and Ina.
It's a partnership.
A partnership?
Yes.
That's intriguing. So tell me, what brings you to see the Lady of Coins in her own domicile?
Well, first we were concerned as to the disappearance of our friends, but I see they are not yet granite. Or marble, forgive me, I'm not sure I've only ever managed to turn bugs into stone. I don't quite know the composition. But we had also hoped to speak with you.
Then speak. I am a gracious host when it suits me.
Would the gracious host turn on some lights?
It hurts my
Please?
eyes, so you can produce a light if you wish. Just not a bright one. I get headaches.
Here, Ina, I've got a torch in my bag. If we put something in front of it, that should diffuse it a little. Or put it closer to the eyes. So, I'll...
Yeah, because my armor emits bright light.
Well, your armor in particular, one of the
Yeah.
conditions is that you can cover it to completely block it. It's reasonable to say you could partially block it, and we'll treat it as though it's a dim light, but don't worry about making it dim light in the tabletop or anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I'll go ahead and turn my armor on.
Okay. The gem flares up in that dull red pulsing light around Ina, and now each of you see this same scene that I described to your own.
Do we recognize any of the statues? Looking at them, like that's not Dawn
I would say no.
before.
No.
Okay.
Probably not. Very unlikely.
Cool.
You see she walks around the room, just slowly, gracefully, kind of taking you in as she makes her way. But you get the sense that she's very cat-like, and she's not sure whether to play with a ball of yarn or pounce on the mouse.
Well, first, there's some information we hope, and depending on your answer, there's a proposition we might have. We hear, or I've seen a little bit, you'll leave exemplary work behind, my lady, that you have been dealing with nobles of Mitros, particularly ones that have had minotaurs in their service. We were wondering, perhaps, what your intention was behind that. We had hoped that might be out of some kindness for slaves, and perhaps a hope for... I am unsure the right wording. Ina?
Well, we were hoping, we heard rumors that you were on the side of the slaves and trying to take down the Minotaur market. So we were hoping to form an alliance with you, and that's why we were seeking you out. But that has come into question now that you've kidnapped our Minotaur friend and our Centaur friend. So now we want to know your angle.
Kidnapped.
Their rooms did not make it look like they came willingly.
Well, when one has been bound in shackles so long, all they know, it can be difficult to convince them that they can have a better way of life. I kidnapped no one. I simply freed these slaves from your bonds as I have so many others.
So they're free to come with us now?
If they so choose. Of course. I hold no one here against their will.
I want to walk over to Pholon and Bullbug.
Are you telling her that, or are you just doing it?
I'm telling you that's what I want to do. Like, I want to do it if I can do it, if she's not going to stop me physically.
Okay. Yeah, so if you just kind of start walking in that direction, eyeing her up. Okay. As you start to walk over the light going with you, she cocks her head curiously and shadows your movement, keeping a decent pace, but she doesn't seem to be intervening at all.
Okay. I'm going to try to rouse them, like get their attention or wake them up or...
Okay, you bend down real quick and you check on them. They seem in relatively good condition. You shake them a little bit. Outside of trying to use herbs and like actually rouse them, they seem unconscious. Not sure if they're sleeping or knocked unconscious, but just quickly, like, Pholon, Bullbug, and shaking them doesn't have an effect.
Okay. Lady, is that how we're supposed to address you?
You may call me Moxina.
Moxina. Okay, awesome. Moxina.
And what shall I call you?
They call me Aina.
What do you call you?
They call me Aina. That should be sufficient.
Aina. So you have interest in freeing slaves. Is that it?
I don't believe that beings with free will and critical thinking should be subject to other beings that have free will and critical thinking. That doesn't seem to be a natural order.
Yet you purchase the oath of this one you call friend. How does that settle?
I am a foreigner in a foreign land, and I'm trying to abide by the rules as best as possible. It has always been my aim to free them, and I told him that the oath of service would be to start a revolution to free all of the Minotaur. So I followed the laws of Mitros, this damn city, as best I could to reach my goal, which is to eradicate the Minotaur slave trade.
If my sources are correct, you also purchased the bondage of a youngling such as yourself, or your
I didn't know
did.
such thing.
Your friend did,
That
one of your
was-
party.
I did. Moxina.
It seems this anti-slavery crusade does not apply to all equally. I would hear from your servants, if you would allow it. Nodding over to Cyanus and Lycus. Quiet, puppy. Quiet, or you'll get no treats.
They
Cyanus.
He's a very loquacious one. Okay.
Do you
If you
understand why
assure
now we
me-
have a partnership?
If you assure me that he will not try anything disrespectful, you may remove the bondage across his lips. But be
Oh
warned.
no, keep it on.
Very well. Cyanus, you were once one of a kind here. You know your friends wish to free these slaves and foment rebellion throughout all of Mitros, yet purchase the ownership of even ones of their own kind. What do you say about this?
Sometimes you have to break a few eggs to the chickens.
That is the most bastardized metaphor I've ever heard.
It makes sense in my head, alright?
What?
Are you referring to
Yes.
making an omelet?
Dang. Sometimes you have to spend our money to garner favor.
So, one they call Aina. Does this crusade apply to all independent, critical thinking beings equally?
The fact that I don't think they should own other free will critical thinking beings? Yes.
And do you believe your friends agree with you?
I don't care. Their beliefs do not oversee my own.
What
They
if
have
I-
obviously acted independently, as you can see with Euron purchasing a young centaur.
I
Which-
thought it was your son. It's trying to get him out. And then
So we all come from different places and worship different gods and believe different things. But their beliefs have not tainted my own, nor will they.
So then, given the chance, you would also free from bondage the harpy and the goatling in the great menagerie so they could avoid the same fate?
The menagerie being the place that she bought the centaur.
yes.
Quite
Oh,
so.
yeah.
She was kind of peering, as you say this, she's peering at your party members to see how they react.
You're on shrugging.
Lycus
I'm
is
trying-
studying this statue because he's just a fucking dog. So whatever Lycus wants to do is what dogs do. So piss on her. But I'm just staring at these statues like I can't do anything else. I'm paying attention, but I'm really investigating these statues. Since you didn't stop me as I slowly ticked away.
You're fine. She's keeping an eye on all of you. And I'm not moving the token, but she's moving around the room, kind of snaking between each of you.
I mean, I'm fucking bound and gagged. Like, I'm literally just like
Slinking.
hobbling along. Yeah. Don't mind me.
Before we discuss a slave revolution, it was important I know where you stand. And I'm also curious. Why did you visit Terra Nerdegon?
A proposition for
Free
us.
Food and a proposition. Quite a pleasant evening. What
The
was
rich
this?
man inviting us for dinner. The rich are hard to refuse.
Mm-hmm.
Terran isn't known to entertain many individuals who are not of his ilk. And so it was a curious piece of information when I discovered you were dining with him. Would it surprise you to know, she says as she walks from left to right across the room, that I have an accord with Terran Nerdegon?
May I
What
ask
sort of
what kind of
accord?
accord?
The same I have had with many in the oath trade, as they like to call it here in Mitros. Once I established myself in the city, I freed some from bondage and slew those who held their oaths so that they could not be transferred to other family members. And once I had earned my reputation, I simply made threats against the remaining ones. Those who did not pay, paid. I have been a underground partner of Terran for some time, him profiting more than most from the elimination of his competition, as he sought to ever outbid the protection others were paying to avoid my wrath. He has become quite powerful and quite wealthy, and I was thinking of having to pay him a personal visit. But it would not surprise me if he sent you here to pay me a visit first. How off the mark am I?
We're here because we knew you had our friends. That's the reason for this visit. And he had nothing to do with that.
Very well. I regret to inform you that inciting a slave rebellion would not be in my best interest. The money that I am receiving and the bodies that I am receiving from freeing these slaves are valuable resources.
What do you do with the bodies?
The bodies being the living ones. I apologize for any confusion. See, when I free these oathbound...
Building an army.
Hmm.
You're building an army.
Mm.
Yes, well... What of it?
So do what?
Simply mark me down as impressed. I was a
I have-
centurion once. We had no hint of that.
Pardon any disrespect, even to a former centurion, but you are not the force you once were. I have
No
business
offense
with...
taken.
I have a business with Queen Thessaly of Themis. I need a force. I need the money to get there. And so if there was no more oath trade, I would stop receiving either. Those Minotaur who are freed and choose to stay and bid a life debt to me will be valuable arms for what I endeavor to do. However, I know of your prophecy. Did you know that on the island of Themis there is a powerful artifact? One called Titan's Bane. A weapon which would be of great use if you were to face the Titans as you are destined to do.
Themis was a destination we hoped to go to, but we did not know that.
And how did you hope to go there if you did not know the way?
We had hoped to find a map along the way. Or perchance, I have an interest, personally, in going to Themis.
And what interest is this?
I have reason to believe that the Queen has my brother. I wish to
Curious.
either confirm this rumor or retrieve him. Or both.
Well, it seems our aims are aligned, because I wish to kill my sister, Queen Thessaly. And if she has your brother, then the perfect opportunity for you to free him. I will show you the way to Themis, and I will let these life-bound Minotaurs go, and I will even do what I can through my network to sow the seeds of a rebellion. If you will take me with you and act as my own escort to help me exact vengeance upon Thessaly for her crimes.
Next time Lycus comes by, I'm gonna try and catch him by his shirt collar and go, "May I release him from his gag for a moment? I think this is... neither of these two are servants, but their input would be valuable. I trust he will not do anything disrespectful." Lycus, please.
I will trust your word. For now.
Yeah. Then I will take the gag off.
Fuck.
Sorry. Do you need water?
I'm good. I'm good. What?
How do we feel about leading an escort mission to kill the Queen of the Amazons?
Well, if it's a weapon to kill Titans, I mean, I wouldn't mind taking out at least one.
Unless you have grounds to kill the other.
Realized I was muted. Yeah, that's fine by me. I mean, take her out. We go there anyway. As well kill two birds with one stone.
I just look over at him because I got what he was going with there.
Ina? Your thoughts?
Ugh, I don't know. I mean, what has the Queen supposedly done? Like, what are the sins she needs to be executed for? Is this why Moxina is, like, amassing an army? Was that the purpose, to kill her sister?
I'm assuming you're all saying this outside of earshot of her, like you're over on the side talking quietly, but if you want to ask those things, that's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, right now it's like among ourselves. I don't know. It doesn't give me a warm fuzzy that she isn't interested in stopping the slave rebellion. That she's profiting off of it, just in a different way.
She's Lady of Coins, not the Lady of Good Wishes.
I know, but I was kind of staking my plan on her public reputation, which now is broken. And she did kidnap our friends. Like, are we really going to trust her, like, in close quarters, not to try to harm some of us? Or to profit off of us?
I think we're a greater chance at profit if we have a greater chance to prove ourselves and have more fame. And then that she has a vested interest in letting us live. As for trusting her, no. Why would you? She probably doesn't trust us in the slightest.
So is she asking us just to get her there, or is she asking us to kill her sister?
You would get the
DM?
Yeah, you would get the. I just completely blanked. You would get the idea that she's asking you to basically take the place of the force she was amassing, and she will use them to foment a rebellion, undercover, and then building up over time. Meanwhile, you would act as her escort to help her make war on her sister.
But we would be expected to participate in the fight against her sister.
We are the replacement for her army. If you want the rebellion, we have to... Whoops, sorry, crap. Let me live, Austin, Jesus. If we want a rebellion, which I know you do most of all of us, I think this would be the best way to go about it.
Okay, and then how do we handle our deal with the nobleman we just supped with?
If we break the agreement, the wager, the oath, between his importance and our importance, we might get some retribution for that.
I had a character question. Is the agreement to kill the Lady of Coins just between Theron Nordigon and Cyanus, or does that involve all of us?
Well, so it's not an oath, not a huge difference mechanically between that and a wager on the royal game, since they both have the potential to be enforced by the fates. Technically, I mean, I'd say it's kind of up to the fates because he was asking all of you to do it, but then again, Cyanus was the only one playing the game. So the wager was that you all would. And if you're going to go off the oath of friendship, then that would apply to all of you equally as well.
Okay.
It's probably the right answer.
Okay. All right. Okay, I guess I'm on board with it. I'm not super ecstatic about it, but I think this is the best option, I suppose.
Fine. I'm all for the arrangement.
Okay.
Lycus? Cyanus?
Yeah, and maybe after we take out her sister, your brother, she's possibly going to be in a state where it might be a little easier to, you know.
He didn't give us a date.
He didn't.
Yeah, but
Sad.
I assume he'll expect it to be done relatively quickly.
Well, he can wait. Wants us to kill something like this. He can wait.
Okay. You can navigate the assassination world much better than I can, so take your word for that. Are we agreed then?
Right.
Tick tock, tick tock.
I'm trying to write something. Lady Moxina,
Yes.
I believe you have a deal.
You see she turns and walks over towards the statues. And from behind the statues, you hear, "That is well. I would have hated to have had to kill all of you." And you see from walking behind the statue of the elf, there's this white-cloaked, green-skinned Medusa with golden eyes, snakes coming down.
Wait, I wouldn't have noticed that when I was all over those statues. Someone was literally standing right behind them.
She was the metagame. She was kind of behind the curtains against the wall, listening.
Oh, okay. I forgot they had curtains. Sorry, you're good.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Thank you for checking. You are cunning. And you're good with words. I look forward to our adventure together. But unless my sources are incorrect, you don't yet have a ship to sail with, nor do I.
But we're working on that.
I have heard this as well.
You have very good ears, my lady.
Well, she's got like 30 of them.
I don't think that's how that works.
I mean, she's got people all over the city. Well, there's that.
At the Titan's Rest, in the Nerdagon estate, in the palace.
Julia heads up. The woman in the armor was not Moxina. Moxina was hiding behind the curtains and now has come out to talk to us.
Behind the
Okay.
statue.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well,
So is Moxina the name of the lady we were conversing with, or is Moxina the name of the lady of coins and Homegirl was just pretending?
Pretending.
Okay.
my name is Moxina. I am also known as the Lady of Coins. You were discussing things with my second, Hilda. I apologize for any deception, but it is necessary when meeting those you do not know. Wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this has been pleasant. I hope to see you again. And I will be seeing you soon, Cyanus. We have things to discuss.
May I ask one question of you, my lady?
Yes, you're
I ask this not as a hero, but as a newborn, as a matter of speaking, and I'll kind of gesture to the snakes. How might I grow stronger? Is it simply a matter of time, or... I don't think I could ever do anything like that unless the person was quite weak.
It is a combination of time and effort and focus. We will be traveling together, and we can discuss such things. For example, she walks over to a side of the room, and behind one of the curtains, near the statue, she reaches up and she makes a jerking motion down. As she makes this jerking motion down, all of these fabric curtains fall down and hidden sconces light up around the room, and you see the room is completely encircled in mirrors, and she has her eyes slightly closed. And you see no matter which way you look in this room, you have a reflection of her face upon you.
My head's down.
Her eyes are slightly closed, and she slowly opens them. You see? Many would
my
think that with all
God.
these mirrors, I would be subject to my own gaze, but I have learned to control it. And I am very glad you did not raise a blade here. It is very, very difficult getting statues out of the head without throwing them through the window.
What were the cause for these ones then?
These are tributes to Hexia. You have heard of Hexia, no?
Perhaps. The name
Have I
rings a
heard of
bell,
it?
but I can't.
Give me a history check.
15.
Hexia is the name of a green dragon that resides on the island of the dragon. That's really all the common lore about her is. Now, in Astoria, it's reasonable to say that you would have been listening to general chatter, and it is widely believed that Hexia is the dragon that tortures Pythor by taking off his loved ones, and is largely attributed to be the reason for why he is the way he is now.
Hexia, yeah, I've heard of Hexia. What does Hexia have to do with anything?
We have an arrangement. She is fond of those who are gifted in music and the arts. And so I bring her tribute, and she pays me handsomely. These three are headed there. The next time I can cross the sea, perhaps with you all.
Huh.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Fascinating. I learn more every day.
If there is nothing else, I hate to be rude, but I have much to organize if I'm going to be transferring leadership and fomenting a slave rebellion under the watchful gaze of the Centurions. Looking over at Euron. Is there anything else, or may I go back to my responsibilities?
Last question, are they asleep or unconscious?
They were brought here like this. From what I hear, they are in much better shape than those I sent to recover them.
I see.
You may tend
Thank
to
you
them.
for your time.
Yes, well, be on your way before Aaron finds out that you have come. He has his own network, as do I. She turns and walks over to the individual clad all in bronze, and you see there's a silky hammock you kind of didn't notice behind the curtains, and Moxino lays out on the hammock and the other one's standing attentively, and they're talking in hushed tones over in the side of the room.
I'm going to actively try and shake Pholon awake.
Okay. Based on the amount of many amount of medicine checks you've all made, there's no point rolling another one. They're simply unconscious. You can restore them with some herbs and things like that relatively easily. And they wake up and they're kind of groggy and out of it, not knowing where they are, but they see you and they become relieved very quickly and don't question anything you tell them to do.
You had me worried sick. Oh, to Pholon.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
Not your fault. Not your fault.
The way you're all looking at me says it is. But,
Worried. Just worried. Not seeking blame.
Alright. Can you untie me now? His legs are bound together. You can cut him open. Bullbug. Well...
I'm sorry. I'm getting Bullbug as quick as I can.
He rubs his thick arms and legs and clampers up, standing head and shoulders above each of you. Alright, what are we doing? What's going on?
I think you should stay here with the Lady of Coins. And she's gonna start a rebellion. So if you're amenable to that, I think it would be good for you to stay here with her.
I think we need to say the right words.
If that is what you command, that is what I will do.
Oh, God. Okay, so...
We release you from your oath of service.
Yes, that.
I am free.
Yeah.
You're free.
Then I would not be staying. And just before I was taken, one of the fates visited me. I know you seek Lutheria in the Nether Sea. They informed me they found Peltor. And they captured him. They brought him to the Nether Sea where all Oathbreakers go, for absconding under his oath of service. I would travel with you to free my brother. If you would have my axe.
Of course. Like, I mean, that's good with me. What about y'all?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always fine with another blade.
We'd be happy to have you.
sure. Yeah.
Good. I, Bullbug, freely accompany you. Let us go.
Cool. Yeah, let's go. Do we just go the way we came?
She kind of flicks her wrist as you float that across the room in their direction. So yes, basically. You
We'll
can
just see
navigate the time
ourselves
you go.
out.
They don't seem to be very interested in you at all as you make your way. You something you're on?
It's a very important question. The lady that has Grimstalker, where is she?
And I'd imagine she's just like at the bottom of the stairs, just waiting for us.
Yeah. So this whole time, if you had gotten the inclination to move away from that hole at all, Cyanus, you would have felt that sensation. So yeah, you would say you would be comfortable that she's really close to that hole somewhere. So, one by one, you make your way across the room, go down the stairs into that dark hole, and you see the room beneath. You see she is standing a few steps down the stairway. She's looking up at you, one eyebrow cocked, a little smirk on her lips. As Cyanus passes, she quickly takes it and thrusts it at you into your chest, cutting your vines with the other hand, Cyanus. She can't get you to take it fast enough. She does not like that weapon at all. And then you make your way down the long path, down the circular stairs, down the ropes, through the hole, into the sewers. It'll take you a little while from here, so where are you going? And feel free to discuss things amongst yourself as you travel.
Hey, someone mind, cutting these vines?
Ina actively can't hear him.
Ina? You're on?
Yeah,
Guys.
come on.
Guys?
Get up. Like us. Get
The
over
sewers
here.
are really, really loud right now.
I will
Y'all,
come over and
I'm gonna remember this the next time y'all are on the ground. Like us, help me, please. Yeah, I'm sorry I can't hear you through this sewer wall.
I'm working on it. Come on.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
I'm not going to cut you.
Okay. Get that thing off of me.
Yeah.
Oh, the shoulder blades. Feeling in the shoulder blades.
Oh, out of kindness, I will just hold still for a moment, and then I'm just gonna very awkwardly massage the knots a little bit.
Oh yeah. Now I have to pay for this. Oh yeah.
And then just you're good.
I think I still got a little O on this side.
No.
No. Okay.
That was out of the kindness of my heart.
And I love your big heart.
Thank you.
Well, we've got ourselves in a hell of a pickle again.
Are we ever not in danger? Is that just
No.
Oh, things first. We gotta go get that ship.
I vote we set off as soon as we can. First thing in the morning, whatever.
Yeah, after we get that money.
After you go pay for that centaur kid.
And that too.
Yeah, about that. What the hell?
So, when I went to the menagerie to look around for. I went in once as a little girl, and I wanted to see what it was like again. And there was a young centaur, and the tattoos looked sort of like the ones that we saw across the river when we were at Astoria. And I admit I know very little about what each tattoo specifically means, so I thought either and after Sewell said that the children were somewhere, my first thought was get the kid out. So, But then, of course, that begs the question, as was pointing out later, once there's a kid, what on earth do we do with a kid?
Okay.
So,
I think we should find out what tribe he belongs to and send him on his way, or bring him to the Temple of the Five Gods, but we're not keeping him. But he needs to go free.
how old would you say that kid was, Joey?
It'd be hard for you to tell. He wasn't a child, but he was on the young side of adolescent.
I have no way of knowing if he was old enough to survive on his own. But well, I said I'd come first thing in the morning. Shall we?
Yes, let's please get this the fuck out of here. This dog is hungry.
Which one are you looking at when you said that?
Oh no, I was just looking up the at the column or the stairwells and stuff.
Dogs can't look up.
That's mean. I'm all for gentle teasing. That's mean. Come on, let's... Need a bath.
Alright. So, chattering amongst yourselves, you make your way through the murky sewers and pop up right next to the noble estate, find your way back to the the estate of the Oracle. I'm tumbling over my words now. Find your way back to the estate of the Oracle in the noble district. The clouds are thick overhead. Cities are largely empty, except for the ruckus coming from Stygian Row. There are several centurions posted outside the Oracle's estate now, given the activities of the evening. Upon entering, you see the Oracle and Lorius are there in the very front of the building. As they see you walk in, the centurions snapping to attention. They stand up and they're relieved and exchange some what happened, what's going on with you, that kind of a thing. Food is brought out for you. Recap whatever you'd like to recap. No real need to go into that, but you get the general idea. Is there anything in particular that y'all would like to say or do, etc., before you bed down for the evening, since you have plans in the morning?
Versi, do you have a moment?
Of course I do, child.
I may have gotten myself into a bit... Well, I've gotten into a bit of a situation, and any insight on resolving it would be splendid. So...
I see. Well, let's
long
go
story
somewhere...
short...
Let's go somewhere a little more private. She looks around and walks off and brings you with her. She's gonna go talk to Versi. Is anybody else doing anything?
I'm asking about the kid, for the record.
Tracking.
I hear mewing.
Wow, the microphone's really good.
No, I'm just gonna like go up into my room and just like start writing a letter to my dad. Like, hey, here's what's been going on.
Alright. You got it.
I'm gonna inquire about the Temple of Thetheria. If they've come out of their initiative, what's going on? Heard there was a fire and stuff, wasn't sure. Anything new?
Okay. Ina, anything for you?
I'll go to my room and draft a letter too. I want to see if I can't get in contact with those two centaur traders that I met in Astoria, and see if maybe they'd be willing to take the kid let him travel with them until they reached his tribe. And then they could part ways or something.
Okay. You got it. Alright, so you're on. What would you like to ask?
Sorry. So, long story short, do you know of anyone in Mitros who would be willing to take in a child for a short time? I know
that is a question.
Question.
There is an orphanage run by Queen Valis. I imagine they would probably assist in such a thing. I honestly, no, I really don't want to know. Honestly, I have a lot to worry about right now.
I should specify for this moment it's a centaur child.
Oh, they have no issue with any younglings. They are all treated equally.
Thank the gods. Okay.
There are many volunteers from the commoners that assist with the orphanage. It's paid for by the crown, so they should be fine.
Okay, and whereabouts would I find the orphanage?
I can send an emissary to Queen Valis or to Makara, and
that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Of course, I'll send a centurion this evening. Is that all, child?
I suppose one question, just because it came up. What do you know of Her Majesty of Themis, Thessaly?
I know the Amazons love their queen. At least that is everything that I hear. There are some, as there are here, who claim illegitimacy, but they are rarely heard from again. She is powerful, and it is also possible that she has entered in some type of a agreement. There are rumors that she has enlisted the aid of Lutheria herself. Anything else I say would be speculation, and I don't like to spread such things.
Well, that's... Considering that there's a rumor I heard or something that my brother is with her, that is mildly concerning. But thank you. Knowledge is power.
Good evening, child.
I'm going right to bed and just very unsettled.
You got it. Lygus walks up to a centurion, I'm assuming, and asks about the Temple of Lutheria.
Yeah, just inquiring, because I still, I still got, Homeboy's body, Castor's, I gotta get payment for that. So I'm wondering if they,
Yes, well, we don't have any witnesses. Apparently the temple was locked up and it caught fire.
Unfortunate. No.
Yeah, quite right. If any survived, they haven't come forward. Although, from what I understand, King Acastus is, well, what he calls the Dragon Lords. There is a witness with some type of a lead. They say it's related, but they're very, very clandestine about that information. It has not made its rounds. But apparently something having to do with the fire and also possibly murders.
Did it collapse? Is it still standing? I mean, it was an old hardy cathedral.
Much of the stonework is charred but still standing. All of the wooden portions are completely obliterated.
Oh wow! Wow. Yeah, those old buildings. Terrible. Terrible.
And the cultists were very fond of candles. So.
Yeah. Man, I mean, if they pissed off that old gal, you know how Letheria can get. I mean, whoo. She's a mean one when she's pissed, right? Right.
I pay homage, but...
That's mainly like, cast your eyes elsewhere, you know what I'm saying? I hear you. I'm right there with you, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I wanted to go talk to some of them because we tried to save the life of one of their, the two of their leaders at one point, and just out of goodwill, if we could. Unfortunately, we were unable to, so we brought their bodies back out of respect. And I was just curious. I heard some stuff had gone down, and yeah. All right.
Oh, good of you to be so concerned, and
Super concerned.
My honor, Lord Lycus. Kind of recovers himself.
Oh, Lord Lycus. Man, you ain't gonna call me Lord. I mean, you can keep doing it. That's perfectly okay. I'll get used to it. But we're it's dark. Come on, it's dinner time. You're good.
Propriety is paramount. Good evening, sir. He kind of like averts his eyes to look as though he's scanning the environment and actually staying guard, but he's clearly shaken like he broke some type of social rule.
Oh, I'm walking away like what? Propriety paramount. I got it. Okay. And then I walk away.
Got it. Alright, so information gathered, letters written, heads hit pillows, and nothing disturbs you for the rest of the evening, thankfully. As the morning rises on the next day, we're going to take a break. Hey everybody, welcome back. I love that face. So, let me turn the lights on. Turn the lights on the map here, even though I don't have the map up on the stream, that's fine. You have daylight in Mitros. So, after last night's late night activities, you, one by one, open your sleep-crusted eyes. Greet the day with a fresh beam of energy, hope, and a plan for success. I think. So, brave heroes of the prophecy. What are we doing first?
Are we broadcasting? Because I'm still showing intermission on Twitch.
Yeah, you might need to refresh.
Wow, that's a delay.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna talk to Ina, I think first thing, and just say, so there is an orphanage that Valis runs. I think it's the one we sent the children to. For the meantime, we could probably send the little one there.
Okay. I mean, do what you think is good.
I'm not exactly good, I know. I don't really know that, but I don't know what to do. Anything? Do you know, Zen?
I mean, I know 2 centaur traders. I've written a note asking if they would be willing to travel with him until they get to his tribe, as they trade with all the tribes at neighbor cities. But obviously I don't have a response from them yet. So I can just put in the note that he's at the orphanage, and if they're amenable to that situation, then they can go get him. But that's my best offer.
That is fantastic. All right.
So I'll add that part that the kid is at the orphanage into the letter for the traders, and then ask someone to go run it, the tavern or the trading post or the post office or wherever. I would assume that they would trade letters at the city.
Then I'm gonna, just take like a piece of bread to go, and I'm going to the menagerie. And actually, no, Cyanus, I need money.
What you need?
125.
Yeah! Alright. Was expecting that.
Look, we're about to have 10K in our pockets. This is nothing.
About to and actually do are two very different things, sir.
So, take the gold, and, bread in face, going to the menagerie.
Sorry, background noise. I was trying to avoid it. Okay, so you head over to the Great Menagerie. The tent is open. The collector sees you coming, and he scurries across the floor, hood deep low over his face. And
welcome. I've been anticipating your arrival. Your package is all nice and buttoned up, as you can see.
And you see it's over there on the side. It has a harness over its chest with a thick leather leash behind it, and is glaring at the large, burly human figure behind it, holding it tightly. Every now and then it gives a jerk, and he kind of like jerks it back.
That was 125 gold, I believe, yes?
Yes.
Takes it from you and very slowly counts it out meticulously. His eyes gleaming. What's in his pocket?
Well now. Tin. Hand her the leash. Pleasure doing business with you. You know where we are in case you ever want to flaunt more pets in front of your friends.
I do. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Very reluctant. I am holding the leash, and I'm just looking at the kid. I'm trying to communicate with my face, just hang on for like 5 minutes.
You see the collector just kind of
enjoy. We'll see you soon.
He turns back inside. The child centaur looking up at you. You can see the muscles in his neck and shoulders are taut with strain. Not that he's pulling on the leash away from you, but that he is trying to control himself. And his eyebrows are furrowed deeply, and he is glaring fiercely at you.
And what do they call you, little one?
Bring me to her. The one you travel with. The one like me.
Yes, but what do I call you when I introduce you to her?
You call me Alcar.
Alcar. Alright. Is she of your tribe?
No.
Oh, gods. Alright. Will I trust that you're not going to run off on me if I hold this loosely?
Trust what you want.
How old is this kid? He sounds like Damien from the fucking Omen!
He has a very peculiar voice. It more of an accent than anything, but yes, it is deep, and he is very menacing as his jaw is literally quivering as he's talking to you.
And what do you want from my friend?
A talk.
You say talk like I would tell somebody like that with my sword pointed out. How old are you? My gods.
I have seen 12 winters.
Ah, that explains it. Alright. Look at the hostage. Alright. Give me a sec. Okay. Alright. Then walk with me, Alcar. And does he have anything on him? Like,
Nope.
I'll walk and I'll just ask, like, how did they get you? What happened to you?
I do not wish to talk to you.
And why not?
I do not wish to talk to you.
My God, you are 12. All right. I'll just walk and actually, as soon when we get to the Oracle's estate, find one of the guards that's outside and say, "Would you carry a message inside for me? I think it's best right now I stand outside."
Of course, my lady.
Would you find Inegh, if you would please, and tell her that the child I have, would like to speak with her and is slightly ominous about it.
Looks down nervously at the child and looks at you, back at the child.
I'll be fine. Will you relay the message?
With haste.
Thank you.
Turns, walks inside. Finds you, Inegh. Tells you the same thing. Scientists by this point, and like it's whoever's sticking around the estates, a package was brought to you in a relatively small wooden chest with a lock on it. Once the emissary gets there, dressed in fine silks, lays it down on the table, unlocks it, opens it. And you see within there is 10 platinum ingots. Each of them worth 1,000 platinum.
Courtesy of Lord Taron Nerdagon, to be delivered personally to you. Do you accept?
Of course.
Very good. If you would not mind, put your mark here, and scroll over to you with a quill and pulls a little ink pot out. Get you to sign for it. Scribble, scribble. He snatches it up, rolls it up, puts a seal on it, and stamps it in a flurry of motion with a little bit of melted wax he came out of nowhere with. Blows on it, puts it in his satchel. Good day to you.
Oh.
Scurries off.
Now, just out of character thing. I want to make sure you realize you just said 1,000 each. Supposed to be 100 each. Otherwise, you're giving us 100,000 gold.
Same team, brah. Same team. Same team.
10
Look,
gold.
clerical issues.
Yeah, they're worth
happen all the
100
time.
each because it's 1,000. I was thinking, you got it. You're tracking, okay? Math no worky right now. Thank you for being honest,
Make sure you knew
Lycus.
that.
There goes the fucking castle we were gonna buy.
Worth 1,000 platinum total. Moving on.
Son of a bitch.
Thank you. I am not infallible. I recognize this better than most. So, honesty is a virtue. So, you got that. Inegh, you are told this by the Centurion. He's kind of stepping back and forth nervously, and message delivered. Scurries back outside. Metal clanking down the hallway as he goes.
Okay. I want to pull out my sending stone and call Vulcan.
Okay, what do you say?
I ask him if he would be willing to repair the harp, the Boreal harp that I have in my possession. I heard he made it, and I would like him to fix it. If he would be willing.
The harp? I can't believe you found it. We can be doing that. Currently working on the shield, but you can send it back with, I believe Dan's supposed to be delivering the axe today or tomorrow, if he's on time. So, he can bring it back and we can work on it off of the shield. How's things? Is everything alright? You good? Everybody good?
Oh, yeah.
Shopping, drinking.
Yeah, I think everything's under control, as much as can be.
Good.
How's Sally?
Sally's as hot as ever. But
Oh, good.
we're sharing a room, so I don't get cold at night. That's a good thing. I think he does it on purpose, though, because sometimes I sweat a bit. Anyway, so let me know if there's any issues with the ox or anything else we can do for you. And I hear my daughter and son are there, so along with my other daughter. So tell them Pop says hello, and be seeing you whenever you come back, I suppose.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Boop. Zzz. Sending stone turns off. So, got that covered.
Uh-huh.
So
I
you're
don't want to
saying
go talk to this kid.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just making sure.
Uh-huh.
So you wait for
Yeah,
a few minutes, and I'm sorry. Go ahead. Were you saying something?
Oh, no.
Julia? Okay.
No. I was not.
You're on. You wait for a few minutes, and nothing.
I'll lean back and kind of look through and see, like, can I see her through a window?
Okay. I need you to give me a strength check.
Oh, God! Okay, okay, Gary Guy got, not Gary Guy, he wants me, RNG Jesus be with me. 11?
I think RNG just laughing at you.
Yeah.
So you lean back to try and see Inegh, and all of a sudden you feel the sharp jerk on your hands as the leash comes flying out. I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
For fuck's sake. Get back here, child. 10. I don't...
You feel the leash jerk out of your hands, and you turn around just in time to see him barrel towards you. He trips over backwards, and at the same time, you feel this as he rips out your sword and charges inside down the hallway.
For fuck's sake.
Inegh and everybody else, you hear this. You fell prone. You fell prone. That was the saving throw. You scream. Okay, what do you scream?
Inegh, look out!
Okay, so you got that. Everybody hears this. What are y'all doing? You have like 1 round to react. You're in several rooms in the downstairs. You hear these charging down the hallway. You heard her scream. Is anybody doing anything?
Well-
Yeah, I'm a... Oh.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I'm a peep... What the hell? What?
Are you outside?
No, he's
I
inside.
don't know where I am. We're just inside. He said
Yeah,
you're
you-
inside, right?
Yeah, you and
No,
Cyanus
I'm
are in one of the
outdoors.
rooms. She's outside. You and Cyanus are inside in one of the rooms near the front door. Inegh, I'm assuming you were a little bit further back in the house, like 2 or 3 rooms in. Okay.
Yeah, did I hear her? Did I hear her scream?
Yeah, you all heard her. You're pretty close in proximity.
Oh, then I would have grabbed my axe and been like, all right.
I walk out while brushing my teeth. Like, what?
You know the kid I found? I got?
This is all split second, so you're...
Yeah, this is
Never mind.
instantaneous.
You're done.
Yeah, instantaneous.
Cyanus,
sorry.
are you doing anything special? Muted.
Just realized that my fucking mic was muted again. Alright, so basically, I'm in the room, I hear this going on, get out the spear, and I'm just getting ready to, like, go for the legs or something, whenever I see whatever. I hear him running in, yeah?
Yeah, you hear someone running. Definitely 4 hooves.
So yeah, I've got my spear out, and I'm just like, ready. And like, I'm gonna try taking his legs out.
Okay, you got it. So, comes charging in the door. Lycus, you see this centaur. He has Euron's shield. He's charging in. He's about shoulder high on you.
Sword?
I'm sorry, sword. About shoulder high on you, charging in the house. He has a grimace on his face. Cyanus, you pop out at the same time. You see him, and he is running past both of you. Are you going to stab at him? Or try to trip him?
I'm going to try and sweep his leg.
Alright, make an attack roll.
Sweep the leg, Daniel-san.
No, Cobra Kai sweeps the leg.
It's been a while. I rolled a 23 to hit.
Okay. You bring Grimstalker out and sweep. He gets caught up. He tumbles across on the floor. He lands on his side, looking up wildly. His face grimaces. He looks at you. He grabs the sword. He's there on the ground. Inegh, you're ready in the room. You're up on your feet now. Lycus, Cyanus, you're right next to this centaur child on the floor. He's reaching for the sword. He's glancing around wildly. What do you? Another split second. What are you gonna do?
I'm getting my ass up.
Sorry.
I'm getting my ass up and preparing to run and just go, like, the whole time just going, for fuck's sake, the kid wants to kill Ina!
Okay, so you run in after him. It's gonna take you a second to get there. Lycus, what are you doing?
I'm going to... I would say I would cast Suggestion. Pretty much... I would cast Suggestion, your best course of action, and... Alright. Suggest a course, hold on, I'll roll it to you. So I'm gonna cast Suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a course of activity. Throw that weapon back out in the hallway, or back the way out the front door, before you go talk to Ina.
Okay. There's a saving throw, right?
Yeah. DC 14 Wisdom.
Okay, I rolled a 15. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, no, you got it.
He looks at you for a second, hesitates, and he starts to try and scramble to his feet. Cyanus, what are you doing?
I'm like, boy, calm down right now.
Okay,
Just
roll
like
How are you doing this? Like,
scared.
okay, intimidation check. Go for it.
10?
12. Okay. You 10 and 12. He looks at you, he grimaces and like slashes out, not really at you, but trying to get you to back up, and scrambles to his feet. He starts to run. You just said something, so you can still act. Are you gonna act?
As he's trying to get away, sweep his legs again.
Go for it.
A 16?
And he rolled a 20. So he sees you coming, expecting the same thing. He hops up and charges deeper in the hallway, looking left and right. So Ina, you hear him coming now. You're catching up behind the back of the hallway. You see him start to round the corner, Ina. He turns and looks in at the same time. You see whatever he's looking for, he has found it, and he starts charging in. What are you gonna do?
I'll take the dodge action.
Okay. That doesn't hit. So he turns in, he slashes out with the longsword at you. Die, you wretch! He starts swinging wildly at you. You dodge out of the way, knocking it around with your axe. You're on, you catch up. I'm assuming you two come down at the hallway after him, or are you guys just gonna listen from the back?
I'm coming down.
Yeah, I come in and be like, God bless it. Is Ina having another family moment?
No! No, the kid wants to kill her. The kid wants to kill her.
Well, that's normal where they come from,
No,
isn't
it's
it?
not!
Oh, well, let's see what
It's not.
happens. Yeah,
No, it's not
whatever.
her tribe. Not her tribe.
Alright, well, she's a big girl.
I would like to run up and presumably the leash is still on the child.
It is.
I want to grab it and yank back as hard as I fucking can.
Alright, give me a grapple check. That's a strength check.
Strength or athletics? But
Athletics,
that,
if it matters.
it was. Damn it. Well, it would have been +6 instead of a +3, but I can roll again.
You can just add the 3, it's fine.
Oh yeah, then that would be 23.
Alright, 18. So you reach out, you grab it, and jerk back. He swings back wildly at you. You dodge out of the way and rip it down and kind of put your knee into him to stop his movement. The arm comes around again, and you grab it with your other arm, locking the arm in place. Let go of me! Let go of me! She's
Technically,
dead.
I still own you, child. I was going to release you. I haven't done it yet. Hold still.
Get off of me. She deserves to die.
Why?
They all deserve to die.
Maybe.
Why?
Because they killed my father. Now let go of me, you wench!
What now?
Who killed who?
Who killed your father?
All four of you towering over him. He retains the same defiant fury, but he kind of just he realizes he can't break free, so he goes a little more lax. You still got a tight grip on the sword that you're holding his arm on. Her skin, her colors, betrayed us. When it came to the meeting, it struck my father down under the falsehood of truth. Killed their own chieftain. They deserve to be bled like the pigs they are. All of them.
Inegh?
Killed their own chieftain?
Grand Chieftain Hukar.
Okay. Well, you win some, you lose some. You won when you kidnapped the kids in my tribe, and then you lost. So take it on the chin and be a man about it.
Oh shit. Cyanus, did you hear that? Can we get my pen? I gotta scribble some of this.
I've just got this image in my head of like Lycus and Cyanus in the back, just like pouring out the horn, just like
Fucking proverbial popcorn and wine, like.
You lie like a snake of your colors. We honor the traditions of the tribes. It crept in.
In your opinion,
There is no opinion amongst the traditions.
what do you know? You're yet a child.
I obviously know more than your elders.
You didn't know enough to keep your dad alive.
Oh shit!
shit.
Cyanus, did you hear that?
I need another strength.
Damn, these centaurs are brutal.
I need another strength check, Ari.
Okay. Athletics, just to clarify, or strength?
Yeah, athletics.
Okay.
Yep, never mind. I rolled a 1. He jerks out again with all of his might. You momentarily lose your grip as you're sweating, but you hold him tight.
With
Inegh,
time,
that
you will
was-
learn to temper that rage into something that you can actually use.
Kill me. I have failed. It is more than I deserve. It's what they got.
See,
I need more context before I'm cool with child murdering.
yeah,
Girls
that's
are over
just
here.
not the way we're set up. So you've been defeated, so you can join our tribe and become one of us and have a higher purpose that you can serve and fill. Or you can try to forge your own way.
I will kill you.
You can try.
Not with my bloody sword.
He goes quiet. No matter what you say or what you do, he no longer responds.
Well, let's get that leash off of him, because that is very disturbing to me.
Right, so we'll push my sword away out of his hand first.
Given the strength checks we've already established, you've got the advantage. You're fine. Whatever you want to do, he can't. He struggles against you fiercely, but you can overcome.
Right. Alka, I'm going to lift you up so I can take the harness off. Do not try anything. I will haul him up to his feet. I'm still holding him, and I'm going to take the harness and the leash off and any other bonds that were left from the collector. And
Yep.
just toss him in a corner.
You got it.
Oh.
Again, fighting
Uh.
the whole time, trying to get away, but you got it.
I'll let him know about those 2 centaur traders that I know. He might run into them. I'll let him know that they'll look for him at the orphanage, but and then I'll ask Cyanus just to give him some money, just so he can do things like feed himself and whatever.
Okay. As you're going through all this, it's apparent to you that, as far as he's concerned, none of you exist except when he's fighting against you. So he doesn't react to anything you say, doesn't take the money, so you just kind of put it down, and so on.
Okay. I'll just tell him, when you get stronger, come find me, and we'll fight for real. But you're not ready. You're not ready yet.
Okay. You got it.
All right. Ina's ready to go.
I will guide Alcar out of the house. And then I will just... I'm sorry for your loss. This is not pity. This is compassion. I am sorry.
Again, no response.
Then I will step back. I am barring the door so he can't run past me, but my hands are off.
Okay. He's just standing there. Are you handing him over to somebody, or are you gonna like lock him up somewhere, or what is your overall intent here?
I should take him to the orphanage, shouldn't I? This is out of character.
I was thinking we were gonna leave the house and he can stay. Maybe he could talk to the Oracle and she could give him some wise words that he would listen to. I don't know, but I figured we were just gonna leave. Like, Ina's pretty much under the assumption this has been taken care of.
You can stay after we leave, or I can take you somewhere to wait. Which do you want?
You get the idea he's just literally not going to acknowledge your existence at all, no matter what you say.
Jesus. I haven't dealt with 12-year-olds in a long time. Is this typical?
Can be. Yeah.
Okay. Alright. When did they last feed you? I'm gonna kind of start leading him towards the orphanage, and I'm going to buy him something to eat along the way.
Okay. Anything else besides dropping him off at the orphanage?
I'm gonna let the people at the orphanage know he is very angry and could probably use a couple training dummies to wreak havoc on.
Okay.
And then I'll look at Alcar again, and then just... I doubt he's listening to me, but I was gonna say, if you ever want to fight me again to make up for that, come find me when you're stronger too. And pat him on the head. I'm heading back.
Okay. You got it. So, after a while, Euron comes back. Alcar successfully delivered to the orphanage under the care of the centurions there that walked with you and everything else. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before you set off for the Ultros? Okay, so it's going to take a week if you go by the forest, but it's more dangerous. If you go through the old wood, across country, but it's more dangerous. You can take the road, take about a week and a half along the coast, less dangerous. Leaving Mitros. If you go by the old wood, you can also stop at the Sour Vintage. It's about halfway, if you have any desire to go there. You can tell from the map. So which way are you traveling?
I need to send the harp with Dan. So I need to find him. So I can give him the harp.
Okay. I will say that He went asking around a little bit. You were directed to the gates, so the Centurion's asking for his description. He let you know, yeah, he's here. He went up. He was told by Vulcan to go find Queen Valis because she would know where you are. And so you track him down over near the palace. And greetings, much love, I am Don the Dwarf. And he hands you over the Axe of Xander, fully repaired. And he takes the Boreal Heart from you, receives the instructions, and then he goes and says he'll get there as fast as he can. Although he has kind of short legs, so it may be a minute.
That's fine.
Okay.
Awesome, thanks.
So, Axe of Xander delivered. Burnished, shining bronze with the eyes, this reddish, pinkish glow as you move it through the air, giving it a couple test swings. Harness it on your back and meet up with the rest of your party.
Okay, cool. It's going to be my intent to attune to it ASAP, so...
Okay.
Just let you know.
That's fine. You guys will take breaks as you're traveling, so assuming nothing happens as soon as you come out of the gate, that should be fine. All right.
I go cross country.
Oh, fuck. All right, let's see.
I'm okay with a little danger.
Yeah, I don't swim very well.
Yeah, and remember what happened when the last time we took the longer, safer route?
Yeah.
I got a javelin that shoots lightning.
Yeah, let's go cross country.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Let me roll some dice.
Oh dear God. That's not a good sign.
All right. So, are you going to stop at the Sour Vintage on the way, or just kind of not just really whether you want to stop there or not? Doesn't seem to really matter. Maybe a soft bed and warm company for the night, but otherwise, I'm just curious what your intent is.
Do we want to stop?
I mean, let's not get crazy here. We're going across land. Yeah, we'll stop when we need to stop. And, I mean, get some of this wonderful fresh air. Let's really just breathe this in.
Julia, if you're talking, you're muted. But, okay, just making sure. I thought I saw your mouth move.
Okay. Well, surprisingly enough, traveling through the Old Wood, although exhausting, the land is relatively flat. You cross the river Arcanum a little bit after the second day. You make your way through the Old Wood up to Sour Vintage. The Sour Vintage, you notice there's a new person behind the bar here in the inn in the middle of the Heartlands. They have several signs and images up depicting this as the meeting place of the heroes of the prophecy. They have several drinks named after each of you, and all the patrons there recognize you, and the old proprietor is apparently retired somewhere upcountry to a nice villa because of all the business that has come in as people flock to see this momentous place in the history of Thylea. You get free room and board there. Everybody greets you warmly and asks what you're doing in the area and so on and so forth.
Wait. What drink do I have named after me?
The Tart Mouth.
What the fuck? What the? Two tart mouths right now. We're gonna try that. That might be the best damn tart in your mouth ever. The likest tart mouth. Tart mouth. That's a strange. It's a strange build-up. Okay. Two of them, pronto.
Get
Weird.
too
I
tar-
thought you would have already been aware of strange build-up like us. It was
What
funny,
is
though.
the Euron drink? I'm curious.
I have it written down. Hold on. I knew you guys were gonna actually ask. Hold on, give me a second.
You didn't think we were gonna ask what drinks were
No,
named
I
after
don't know.
us
Leave it
in
alone.
the
Give me a second.
bar?
Now, then the fun bit will be later. You need to tell us what's in them, so then we can
have-
make them, and we
Fair
can
enough.
make that one of Julia's arts and crafts episodes.
Yeah, Euron's is the poison thing, or like the poison to drink.
Fuck off. Or would that be the rogues?
So, Cyanus's is the sharp darkness. Euron's is the green lady. Ina's is fire and brimstone, and Lycus's is the tart mouth.
I'm writing that down because that is really good. I'm definitely ordering one of those.
Yeah, I will absolutely take a fire and brimstone. 1000%.
Okay.
Yeah,
You got it. Well-
I'll take one of mine too.
The sharp dark is this really, really thick kind of a liqueur. Kind of the consistency of Jägermeister, but instead of, this doesn't taste like Jägermeister, it has this strange kind of like oily texture, but it burns a bit before everything kind of goes numb.
So it's Malort.
I don't know what that is. Sure.
It's a Chicago thing, and people from Chicago know exactly what it is, and they don't like it either.
Well, that's why I don't know what it is then. Fair enough.
And this is the closest Ina's gonna get to alcohol, or Julia's gonna ever get to alcohol for a minute.
The green lady is, it seems like it's more of like an apple teeny type consistency and color to it, but it has little bits of lemon and oranges in it, and when you taste it, it's not fruity so much as it's kind of acidic. And
I'm imagining like a pink lady with like that's pink lemonade and gin, but then it's something else instead of pink lemonade.
I mean, we can go with that. That's fine. Whatever you want it to be is fine. This is just what I came up with.
I like pink
go-
ladies, so yes.
It goes down smooth though, and has a very citrusy aftertaste. Fire and brimstone is served in what looks like a very tall wooden shot glass, and it is this yellowish liquid, and they literally light it on fire before they serve it to you. You don't really taste it because it's so hot when it goes down, but you feel it very, very quickly, even for somebody with your high constitution. And then the tart mouth, it has a very, very sweet texture, and you can almost taste some of the ingredients in it. Like, it has like little grits of things inside of it, but after a few of them, you start to get that I ate too much sugar queasiness to your stomach, so it's kind of best taken in small doses. 1
Who
second,
the
guys.
fuck made this? This is terrible. I go behind the counter and start working to make a new brew with my name on it.
What are you gonna call this new brew?
I'll figure it out once I find the best brew possibility. We need to change this right now. You with the apron, come with me.
Oh, make it something like shimmery and call it the Silver Tongue.
Okay. So, is there anything you'd like to do at the Sour Vintage besides enjoy your namesake drinks or modify them per Lycus and get a good night's rest?
I had a thought. Can I talk to everyone about it just for 1 second? So I was thinking, remembering, Ina, that vision you had about the Ultros. Back.
Mm-hmm.
It was manned by undead, right?
Yeah.
So it's not unreasonable to assume that there's undead near that ship now. Which, in that case, Cyanus, they're going to hate you on sight.
And are we sure about that?
What undead... undead are in service to Lutheria generally. Just by principle of them being dead.
I mean, if you want to get technical, I'm undead.
Very
No,
true.
you're
They
not.
might see you as one of their own.
No, you're not undead, I yell from behind the thing. You were mostly dead, but now you're not dead. So you're full living. You're 0 dead.
While you're behind
Alright,
the
I'll be
counter, can
back.
you get me a mutton, lettuce, and tomato sandwich, please?
Oh, mutton coming right at you. That's all I heard. And you just see this fucking leg of mutton just fucking hauling.
Some of the patrons try and grab his ear as it falls over by your own.
I will go hold it over the fire, but seriously, there is a chance they're going to want to kill you on sight. We should probably be prepared for that, just in case.
At this point, I'm just used to it.
Oh, buddy.
I mean, really.
I'm gonna go make myself an MLT.
Mutton, lettuce, tomato. Get the.
When the mutton's all nice and lean.
I'll have one too. Hold the lettuce and tomato, please.
Do you want it with bread, or do you just want half this mutton leg?
I just want half the mutton leg.
I'm like on a table. People are watching one of the Heroes of the Prophecy just cutting up like a mutton with a mithril sword. And just being like, here, you can have the bit with the bone. I'm gonna go
Right.
make a sandwich.
Thanks.
Okay, so while you're enjoying the evening, everybody roll me an investigation check.
So I rolled a 13.
Okay.
Also rolled a 13.
Rolled a 14.
Okay. Lycus?
And
Josh rolled a 5.
Ah, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I since I rolled it in the chat, I just didn't think about announcing it.
That's fine. A lot of
And
times
I'm
I don't
kind
have
of trying to
chat
come up
go
with clever drink names.
I'm sure there's
Ow.
I'm sure there's drink name generators or something on the Google.
You better believe there
oh god,
is.
please make the slippery nipple.
Okay, so as Lycus is behind the bar, cocktailing it up a la Tom Cruise, you see him going full bore, flipping bottles and everything. The rest of you kind of conversing a bit about the Ultros here and there, like Euron just brought up, and a couple of the patrons overhear you because you can't get them more than a foot away from you at any point in time. There's scattered fragments of kind of local lore about the Deadfalls and about the Ultros itself, although they've never been confirmed, kind of a thing. You gather that some fishermen on the River Leth, which is the river that pours down into the Deadfalls from the north, there's claims that they see the Ultros sailing up and down the River Leth around midnight, but nobody really believes it because a ghost ship that was said to be lost at sea shouldn't be on a landlocked river. It doesn't make any sense. And also, the Deadfalls themselves are said to be one of the pathways to the underworld, the domain of Lutheria, the Lady of Dreams, and that strange things are said to happen there. However, one of those places that people go to investigate, the adventure seekers, people generally, if they go looking for answers there, don't come back. And that's why it has the name the Deadfalls. However, they're quite sure that heroes like you have no fear of the dead, and you will be more than successful. So, good luck to you.
Yeah, everything there is going to want to kill you, Cyanus. No, by the underworld, everything is going to want to kill you.
Shock.
There's a kitten on the bar harassing Lycus as he makes his drinks.
Oh god,
That's a back to the out of here.
that face says claws.
You kitty.
Baby.
That's so big.
Okay, so a rousing evening with all the patrons of the Sour Vintage. You are shown as well as anywhere that you are notorious for all the right reasons. You have much fame. Everybody loves you. Everybody wants to come visit the places you've been, and you get word that this type of thing is happening all the places you have visited along the way as well. You spend the evening there. Nice, comfortable beds. Everything is good. Wake up the next day. I'm assuming continue on your journey. Okay. So, receiving tips from the Sour Vintage, they tell you the fastest way to get there is to cut across the northern edges of the Old Wood and follow the River Leth as it courses around because the going is easier until you get to the rapids. And the rapids signify where it starts to get cliffy and rockier, and then that will eventually lead you to the place known as the Deadfalls. Taking this advice under consideration, sounds reasonable, and based on all the d20s I rolled, seems safe enough. So, fuck me, no fun. So, you make your way to the River Leth and continue on over the next couple of days. On the 7th day of your travels, as the moon begins to rise, twilight sets in, you reach the beginning of the rapids. Okay. The River Leth descending further and faster southeasterly as rocks and cliffs start to rise on either side, the water breaking up and frothing in this white churning stew of turmoil. It becomes faster and more dangerous, splashing up on the rocks as you go, as you stick to the western side of the river, with the river on your left-hand side proceeding southerly. Continuing on, there seems to be a bit of a rabbit trail of sorts, or maybe a wildlife trail. It makes a convenient passageway along the river, so you follow it. The path begins to twist and turn as the river suddenly juts left and right through the rising cliffs on either side. And these cliffs rise up until you're essentially in a canyon. Continuing on, the canyon starts to get more and more narrow to where you are basically one abreast on this narrow stone passageway. Canyons rising a couple hundred feet on either side. The torrent of water rapidly shifting next to you, churning over sharp rocks, breaking at incredible speeds. As it gets closer and closer, the river now only about 15 feet wide to your left-hand side, and you on this 5-foot narrow path. You begin to see the walls of the cliff take on a curvier appearance, not the sharp, jagged edges of normal rocks, but here and there they start to look almost like horrific carvings of stone faces, either wailing or crying or gasping in agony, both human and otherwise. All the various different peoples of Thylea represented amongst them. And you start to get a very eerie feeling about you as the sounds of the rapids kind of fills your ears, and you feel yourself drawn forward knowing that this is the way you're supposed to go. And the wind begins to pick up as it's channeled through this canyon, and it begins to blow past your ears and howl with this strange tone. Low and deep and rumbling at first, but then higher and higher, until it almost sounds as though it's this strange, inhuman scream. High-pitched, torturous, blood-curdling. As this pierces you, you get goosebumps, and the hair on the back of your neck starts to stand up. You look around at each other, and then you notice, Cyanus, you're on Ina. All three of you notice that the cliffs themselves are beginning to move together. You have one round to react, There's an opening a little over 100 feet, a little under 100 feet ahead. Lycus, you don't notice this because you're passive perception. There's an opening a little over 100 feet away. The cliffs seem to be moving in ever so slightly on you as this scream assaults your ears and shakes you down to your bone. What are you all going to do?
Lycus, run! And then
Okay, you shout, Lycus, run. We're treating you as surprise for now, Lycus. You didn't notice this. Okay, so you book it. Movement speed is 30, so are you going to double dash or what are you going to do? 60? So you dart 60 feet ahead.
I'm going to dash as far as I can, so...
Okay. Cyanus, what are you doing?
I'm also going to dash.
You dash. I know, what are you going to do?
Same.
So all three of you dash. You, with your movement speed of 50, you make it clear out to the edge into the opening and look behind you as these walls are getting closer and closer and closer. Euron and Cyanus are just near the edge. They have about 15 to 20 feet left to go. Lycus is kind of like, wait, what's going on? And then he starts to run. So this is the second round here. You're out of the danger area as far as you can tell. The cliffs aren't going to crush you at all, I know, but they are getting dangerously close. Cyanus and Euron and Lycus, what are you three doing?
Is there anything that could try and prop around me that could try and hold it open?
These couple 100-foot high cliff faces are coming to get, they're just like shoulder width now. They're coming to crush you. The water disappears underneath the rocks. You can try and put a branch in between two cliff faces. I mean...
I know. I just don't want to have happen what happened to Cyanus.
Okay, what are you doing?
I cast Shatter ahead of them to try and create more or less a bubble, because it explodes in unalive material.
Okay.
You see what am I making sense?
I'm tracking. That's fine. Go ahead and make any rolls.
At least, I can, if they collapse, we could at least have a bubble or something, or, an archway or half moon.
You got it. So y'all have about 20 feet or so until the end, Cyanus and Euron. Lycus, you're about 80 feet behind from the opening. Okay? So he casts Shatter in front of you. The cliff face kind of... and rocks go splintering everywhere. There is this circular opening now, a little more breathing space. You two,
10-foot radius sphere.
Okay, you got it. And I'm assuming you're moving the other 30 feet? Because that was your action, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know I'm gonna cut it close for Lycus, but at least I give them a space.
Okay, you got it. You dart 30 feet, casting Shatter. Rocks explode in front of you. You're on Cyanus. What are you doing? Quick.
Okay,
I'm just gonna...
Okay, Cyanus runs through. Euron, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and I'm gonna run out my movement, 20 feet, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna try and as long as I can without worrying about my arm being crushed, hold my arm out so that way I can try and haul Lycus in as soon as he gets close.
You got it. Ina, you doing anything?
No.
Okay.
She wouldn't know what to do, honestly.
All right. The walls continue to get closer and closer and closer. Lycus, you feel them where you're at the end of this round, cramming against your shoulders and start to squeeze you. You have to turn sideways to try and slip through. You get stuck on some of the rocks here in the beginning. You have to try and push your way through to break free and keep running down the rest of this corridor to get towards the end. I need you to give me an athletics check to push through. You rolled an 11. Okay, so the walls continue to crush in, and try as you might, you can't break through right now, Lycus. The rocks are pulling on your leather, ripping apart your skin a little bit, and you suffer 20 bludgeoning damage as they start to compress around you.
Yeah, if I'm pinched and I'm about to get squished, right when I feel that beginning, this is what I would say. Once I hit sandwich mode, I shatter my own position. If I am in a pinched position, if I'm pinched, literally, it's between a rock and a rock, and I cannot get to them, there's no physical way I can get there. It's like, fuck.
Right, so you could have gotten out, you were just getting jammed up on the rocks, so you took some bludgeoning damage here. There's still a little bit of a gap you can try and escape through.
I am still moving.
You are still moving, yes. but it would be difficult terrain to keep moving, and you're taking bludgeoning damage as you're trying to navigate through this as the walls are closing in around you. Does that make sense? You were kind of stuck.
How many feet left before?
Well, that would be, if you're not using an action, if you're double dashing, that would be 30 feet. Okay. And you had 50. So there's 20 feet left at the end of this turn. You got it?
Never mind. I thought I was like, I'm pinched now. Okay.
Okay.
So
So you get through, you're 20 feet from the edge, you do take the bludgeoning damage. Your action was to dash. Is anybody else going to try and do anything? He's 20 feet in, the rocks are like pushing, and he's trying to wiggle his way ferociously to get through. That's where all these checks are coming in from.
Wait a minute. Where he originally cast Shatter,
Yeah.
would he be like basically at that bubble now?
He's about 10 feet back from it.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because it was a 10-foot sphere, and you guys were right at the edge when he cast it.
I'm trying to figure out how I can help.
Quick. This is a quick scene.
I don't have anything.
Okay.
Oh god, there's no way I can like forcibly hold stones open without like breaking every bone.
You're welcome to jump in
body.
and try.
He's 20 feet from safety.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to shoot an arrow and do the thunderous shot.
Okay.
But I want to pull it back, so I want it to because that's a 15-foot cube. I want him to be like right on the edge of that cube, so I don't like also hit him. I just want to clear his path, I guess. So I'm going to shoot it 15 feet in front of his feet.
Okay.
That's where I'm aiming to land.
Okay. All right. Yeah, go ahead and give me the attack roll.
So
Okay.
hold on.
What's wrong?
It's like a save, I guess, but it says unsecured objects that are completely within the area of effect are automatically pushed 10 feet away. And the spell
Correct.
emits a thunderous boom. So
what I'm doing is I'm going to let you roll the 2d8 thunder damage, see if you can break up the rocks. The attack roll, honestly, was unnecessary because there was a creature here. It's just habit. So I'm going to say that you are skilled enough to land the arrow where you want. That's fine. Or close enough. Go ahead and give me the thunder damage to see if you can break apart the rocks.
okay, the thunder damage is 11.
Okay, so I'll say that a lot of them crack, some of them break open. So if he can't squeeze out, he'll take less bludgeoning damage, but it wasn't enough to shatter a big enough square around him, okay? Because these are like granite cliff face. They're really, really hard.
Understood.
Okay? Anything else? And just crack of thunder emanates all around you and reverberates, especially the echoing off these cliff walls. Hurts your ears a lot. Okay.
I want to see if I can try and like I'm gonna move slightly in, and again like I want to try and brace and like hold my arm out like and just like Lycus. I know it's not helpful to yell Lycus, come on, but I'm going to do it anyways.
Okay, so you run up and you're just like, come on, Lycus, come on, I got this. Okay.
And actually, you know what? No, as dramatic as it sounds, I want to see if I can like. It's not going to help to try and hold it, but I want to try and see if I can like slow it just slightly.
If you want to get in there and see what you can do, you're going to be subject to damage. I want you to know that.
I'm at max health. I'll take it.
Okay. Give me an athletics check.
$16.
All right, so you rush in, you do all you can, you call to Mitros, your muscles strain, it keeps pushing in harder and harder on you. You don't feel like you're making any progress here. There's just too much going on. So you jump out as soon as you finally realize you're not going to do any good, but before that, you take 24 bludgeoning damage.
I'm okay with that, yeah.
Okay. All right, back up to Lycus. So Lycus, for your action, you can either try to make a check to escape and get through, or you can cast Shatter or something like that. What would you like to do?
Try and go through.
All right, give me an athletics check.
That was almost a 1. That like teetered on that 1 and came right back to 15 or 14. Now it's a 15.
It was a 15.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's a 15.
Yeah.
So, you summon all your strength and kind of scrape through. That is going to be 11. So, you are able to get through and avoid certain death, taking 11 bludgeoning damage as you negotiate your way through all these sharp rocks pressing on you, and as soon as your hand is clear and you kind of dart through, shoving Euron out of the way, it slams shut behind you. And the moaning, screaming sounds cease. In this area, you see the river Leth dumping off in this open area into a chasm. Pitch black beyond. No sound coming from it. The water just disappears over a cliff. Around the sides, there are rocks jutting out at odd angles. The water churning, going over the edge, kind of pushes up and gets slower against the walls in some places. But this 150-foot wide area and the chasm and the impressiveness looking up into the sky, it's almost a perfectly round circle except for the dark jutting out rocks up above as you stare into the night sky.
Oh, isn't that nice? And then I cast healing or cure wounds level 3 on myself.
You got it. So, you see, based on the king's map, that you're in what should be the right place. It does appear to be that here in this circular portion at the end where it enters the chasm, there is a inlet somewhere nearby, and the mark depicting the Ultros is somewhere adjacent to that inlet. At first glance, you don't see one. So, I'm assuming you would all like to walk around and investigate it, or you could make camp, or what would you like to do?
Yeah, fuck yeah, let's get a place to camp. Fuck that, the mountain just almost killed me.
Yeah, like as we're like setting up camp, we're gonna like.
What time of day is it?
It is probably about 11. Well, the moon is very high in the sky. I'm trying to avoid DM stuff.
So wasn't that story saying that the Ultros comes up the river at night? It's a rumor, but if it's true, that would save us a hell of a lot of trouble.
Very true.
Then let's make camp and keep watch.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You guys find a little dry patch off to the side where the water isn't churning quite so roughly and coming up on the rocks around you. Spread out your bedrolls, take what little resources you have, and make a small fire just to provide some light and some sense of normalcy in this eerie opening in the earth with the water dumping off silently into this giant black hole chasm in the ground. Are you guys going to keep watch at all, or are you guys just going to rest? What are you all going to do?
No, we should
yeah.
keep watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're keeping watch.
Okay, everybody give me a perception check.
Oh, I'm feeling quite lucky this night.
Yeah, don't forget your luck rolls,
Get your stupid dice out of my way. What is everybody just
I'm seeing a whole lot of rolls here.
Yeah.
It's okay, we'll take
Truly
the first
rolled
one.
3 times in a row.
Oh, my bad. I'm super sorry about that.
It's fine.
okay,
we'll
your
take
I
the
don't know
first
why I
one.
was
rolled that many
golden.
times.
I'm gonna say, yeah, that first one was a nat 20.
Yeah,
Internet
20.
glitches. We're good. Internet glitches is fine. It's all good. So, what's watch order? Who's going first, second, third, fourth?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go second.
Okay.
I'll go last.
All right, I'll go third.
All right. You got it. So, Sinus, everybody beds down, and they start to sleep peacefully. And you watch as the moon gets at its apex, and the water reflecting it, not very supernaturally, but eerily all the same, takes on this silverish kind of a glow, just because of the moonlight and the starlight reflecting, contrasting with the thick blackness of the chasm it's dumping into. Off to the side, across the river, you see thin tendrils of mist appear out from what seems to be a switchback cut in the rocky cliff face. And they float across the water, and they hold your attention because they're not acting like natural mist would so much. There's a slight breeze that comes in and whips in a circular fashion around this circular cliff face that you guys find yourselves in, but the breeze doesn't seem to affect this mist at all. And it continues creeping over and over, closer and closer to where you're all located at. The moonlight not even piercing through the mist, but rather infusing it with this surreal glow. As it's approaching, what are you doing? Anything?
I just try getting Euron's attention, and I'm like, hey, see that?
I'll look too and just. Oh, that's not normal, at the very least.
I don't know what to do with that.
Is there any change with the mist at all? It's just sort of.
It continues
Holding
to
still.
creep and roil across the water, coming from that passageway across the water, across where the river is, in your direction. And as you're sitting there watching it and talking, it continues to creep closer and closer and closer. It's now about 20 feet or so away, continuing in your direction.
Is there like old leaves or something around me on the ground?
It's all rock.
I'm not taking any chances with inanimate objects. I just be like, I think we should back up.
Okay,
And I'll
so-
try and I've got my hand on Lycus' shoulder and just like, come on, up, 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 up.
What?
Creepy mist, back up.
Creepy mist. No, okay, all right.
I know too.
You rise, and following Euron's lead, you back up a little bit from the water. It continues over closer and closer until it finally comes within arm's reach of you. Is there anything you're going to do at this point?
Oh,
Go ahead.
it's moving. It's like flowing. It's not like intermittent, like almost like it was stepping.
Correct. It's flowing and rolling over the water.
Yeah. Because at first I was thinking it was something that was like visible.
No. It's like a long arm of fog rolling out from that passageway across the river. Okay. So as it
Yeah.
spreads, the edge of it splits off into 4 thinner tendrils, reaching out to each one of you individually.
Oh,
Hell no.
no.
Hell no.
Did you see why I woke you up?
It curls itself around your body, around your waist, and kind of snakes its way, enveloping you up towards your face. And then in reverse, unwinds around you again and retreats back a little bit. And then on the edge of each tendril, you see this strange apparition, as though the fog itself is forming into hands, and they palm up, beckon you forward toward them as it slowly retreats back across the water.
Oh. Well, that's not so bad.
There's no way for me to insight check inanimate hands, is there?
Okay, you can try.
I'm going to try an insight check.
Okay.
It's a flat roll, but I'm going to try.
For it.
That's a 12.
Okay. I will say that despite how damp and cold the mist is, the way it's moving, the general sense you get is no malicious intent.
Okay.
Cast detect magic.
Go for it.
Poof.
Good job. The mist itself glows with this faint, suffused, illusory texture to it. Renatus is with you all as well, by the way. I just wanted to clarify that. He's just... Player's not here. So.
Yeah.
There's not
It's
like
an
a light
illusion.
coming from.
It's an illusion, so... But... Fuck it, I'll see where it goes. Like, where's
It's
it
not like
leading
there's a
towards?
bright glowing light coming from the tunnel and we're going to be going into the light, right?
Yeah.
That's a DM question.
No, I mean, there's not a... It's not a tunnel so much as a small, hard-to-notice pathway that cuts through the rocks on the opposite side of the river. That's what it seems to be from the way the mist is coming out around it. Really hard to tell from this distance and how dark it is.
I don't know about you guys, but I think we should wait until like daylight.
It might
Check
be
that
gone,
out.
Dave.
Yeah, are we gonna be able to see these little mist hands in the daylight?
I vote we go in.
Ina wants to go now. Ina's ready to go now. But if y'all want to wait, like, I'll go and come back for y'all.
I'm not like going alone. I'm coming with you.
Lycus, what are you doing?
If y'all want to go, we'll go. Whatever that is, it's some sort of a created illusion. Which makes sense with the tendrils. So it's not alive.
I'll kind of hang back a little.
Okay. The three of you following as it retreats slowly across the river. As you do so, stepping across the riverlet, following the exact path that the fog is charting, you don't feel any force against your legs as the water rushes past. It's very peculiar. You don't have to fight to maintain your balance or fight against the water. It rushes past you. It's almost as though the river seemingly letting you pass. Even though the water is churning around your legs, you don't feel like you're going to lose your feet at all. Making your way across the river to the other side, you do see that the tall column of rock, this mist is coming from around behind. It does form into a pathway that cuts through the cliff wall. And after 30 or 40 feet or so, it opens up. The canyon stretching up high on either side in an oblong fashion. The walls surrounding a small lake. The passageway where the water comes through, protecting it from the rush of the rapids that go through, and moonlight shining down through the clouds. You see before you a very large, beautiful trireme ship moored alongside the rocky shore. Has large black sails seemingly billowing with a lack of a breeze, the prow carved up into the snarling visage of a dragon, and the silence of this inlet alcove is deafening. That's where we're going to end tonight's session.